तो सर्वप्रथम तो आप सब लोगों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आप सब लोग इधर आए आज के इस इवनिंग प्रोग्राम में। तो शुरू करते हैं हम लोग पहले प्रार्थना से। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। तो आज का टॉपिक है कि स्टॉप स्ट्रेसिंग एंड स्टार्ट लिविंग। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू थिंक दैट आप लोगों में से कितने लोगों को कभी कभी ऐसे इस चीज़ का सामना करना पड़ता है, स्ट्रेस, डिप्रेशन, एंजाइटी? इज देयर एनीवन जिसको नहीं करना पड़ता है कभी भी? ही इज ऑलवेज हैप्पी एंड खुश रहता है कोई? Okay, first of all, let me ask, how many of you are comfortable in English and they do understand it? Both the languages? Is there anyone, कोई ऐसा है जिसको अंग्रेजी समझने में दिक्कत है थोड़ा? अच्छा, एक डिवोटी। तो इनके लिए कोई ट्रांसलेशन कर सकता है पीछे बैठा के? आपको भी दिक्कत है? ट्रांसलेशन करेंगे, लेकिन पीछे बैठा के कर सकते हैं तो थोड़ा आवाज़ ठीक है। ज़्यादा तेज अगर आप वॉल्यूम आएगा तो फिर सबको डिस्टर्बेंस होगा। ठीक है धन्यवाद। तो आई थिंक नोबडी इज़ देयर हु डज नॉट deal with these things, deal with stress and anxiety and depression in his life. But the problem gets more serious when that stress sometimes get more intense, more prolonged. Sometimes few people are in anxiety and stress for weeks, for months they go in stress. So what happens, what is the main problem when someone is in stress is, many people do not accept that they are in problem. They do not accept that something like this exists. They think it is part of life and what is wrong with this? But it is a serious concern, serious matter of concern. These days we see many different kind of disease are spreading, mental disease. ऐसी disease हैं जिनके नाम हमको pronounce नहीं होते, schizophrenia or I don't know what not. Have you ever heard about such an incident, such kind of mental disease in our previous ages? रामायण महाभारत में कभी ऐसा किसी का उल्लेख है कि there is any character जो कि एंग्जाइटी में है या फिर डिप्रेशन में चले गया है या शिज़ोफ्रेनिया है? कभी हम वी नेवर हियर ऑफ एनी सच एंसेस्टर ऑफ आवर सफरिंग फ्रॉम दीज प्रॉब्लम्स, बट दिस प्रॉब्लम हैज स्टार्टेड नाउ. So what are the reasons and how we can solve and deal with these problems, we will see. So first of all, let us just analyze how serious is the problem. So few statistics I would like to present. So 5% of adults suffer from it all over the world. 5% is not a small population, and these 5% are those people who are examined, who have approached somebody, तो फिर their figures are noted. Otherwise, how many more people are there who go unnoticed? So there are more than this, but 5% of the people. This is statistics from WHO. And what happens is when someone is suffering from any kind of a disease, not just mental disease, any kind of a disease, then there is some bodily disability that person has to go. Even if somebody is suffering from fever, then that person cannot walk or run or do normal things. But you will be surprised to know that most of the cases of disability arise from this mental disease. When person is suffering from any mental disease, then he is most likely to be physically disabled. So sometimes people say, okay ठीक है, मन का है, माइंड लेवल पे है, but that problem is also influencing our body also, and sometimes it gets extend to not just body but to other people living around us also. It start to influence them also. 280 million people in the world are suffering from various kind of mental disease, and 7 lakh people die every year because of they commit suicide, which is actually result of some mental kind of a problem is only. And 1 out of 20 Indians is suffering from mental disease. So that means we are here around, I think, 60 people, so at least 3 guys among us are there who are suffering from these problems, or who are likely to suffer in future. And these are the stats of, I think, few years back, but now what is the case, it is most likely more worse than that. So this is stats. And then the reason which are cited for suicide are, sometimes they say, outsiders, they talk ki he was not doing in terms of career or studies, or he was suffering from loneliness. These kind of reasons that people generally give. But are they really true? Are these are the reasons which are causing that, or there is some deeper problem which is there? So we will try to find out in our subsequent slides. So how many of you know this guy? Okay, you tell.
It's the vocalist of Linkin Park band.
Yes. So you must have heard that song Numb in the end.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's the vocalist of. He had all these things: nice car, such a good mansion, and everything that one person wants to be. We all want to be, at a certain age, we all wanted to be a rock star. कि यार कभी स्टेज पे खड़ा होकर हम भी गाएं, ऐसे टैटू वगैरह हो हाथ पे. We all wanted to be that guy. But you will be surprised to know that this the big mansion of his. In that mansion, he committed suicide when he was on the peak of his career. So the people who say कि mental anxiety or depression is due to are not doing well in terms of career, or this thing does not seem to hold true in this case. And also many people say, who dream of such things कि यार लाइफ में फेम मिलेगा तो अच्छा है, लाइफ में गाड़ी चाहिए, बंगला चाहिए. But from this case we learn that even a bangla in New York cannot save you from this thing. So that means problem is some deep problem. There is some deep problem. What is that deep problem? Why people are unsatisfied? Why they are in depression? What is the basic cause of their anxiety? Okay. Now there is a famous writer, Dale Carnegie. So he has written a very famous book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So is there anyone who has read that book? Okay, you have read. So this is actually over this book only it is written 16 million copies sold, and many more are getting sold day by day, like these days. You know why this guy became more famous recently after he left his body? Because the book he wrote was How to Win Friends, but when he was dying in his last stages, he was completely lonely. Nobody was there to take care of him. So would you like to read this book or what? So people who are teaching us how to get over anxiety, how to do well in life, they themselves are suffering. They themselves are not doing good. So whom to take suggestion from? I remember one of my friend. He went to, he was suffering from, he was going through some, he was in a relationship and then it was not going well. So he went to his father. He was going to his brother to seek advice. Ki what should I do and what should I do to make the relationship work well. And he was going and he was just outside of his room. Then he heard the brother's wife is scolding his brother for not bringing the right size of tomato from market. So I thought maybe he is not the right person to ask suggestion because he himself is going through this. So the irony of the situation is the people who are there to give us suggestions, they themselves have problem in their life. They themselves are suffering from so many problems. So then the question comes, from whom we should seek suggestions? Which kind of books we should read? Right? Now let us try to get into what seem to be the cause of. So there is this analogy which is given, bird in golden cage. So there was one lady, she was an old lady, like very old lady, and she wanted to have a pet in her home, pet animal, कुछ भी. Any one of you have some pet animal in their homes? Which pet you have? Pup. Okay, nice. You? Okay. Okay. Actually, there is very interesting quote from Srila Prabhupada regarding pets. So, okay, I will tell you. Remind me when I end the class, I will tell you about that. So, she went to market to have a pet, and then she went to that pet shop. There were many pets there. Mouse was there, and cat was there, and parrot was there, elephant was there, but then there in the shop she saw one golden cage, and then she said to that shopkeeper, because the golden cage was shining and it was very beautiful, that golden cage. So she said, I want this, how much will it cost? And the shopkeeper was like, okay, this will cost you 3 lakh rupees. And she said, okay, take this 20 rupees, give me. She brought home that cage. And then, because that cage was so shining, it was very beautiful, very nice. She used to clean that cage daily, with clothes very nicely, take care of that cage daily, nicely cleaning it. And then a voice came from that cage. Hey, save me, I'm hungry, bhook lag rahi hai mereko, bhook lag rahi hai. And because that was elderly lady, so she could not see who is this. So she asked, कौन है भाई, कौन है? वो बोला, भूख लग रही है, मैं तोता हूँ इसके अंदर बैठा हुआ. Or she could not see the parrot inside the cage. And then after some time, that parrot died. So the moral of the story is, can any one of you tell what is the moral of the story? Yes? Anyone else would like to try? Okay, so I would like to try. I would try to explain. So, the golden cage is this beautiful body that we have got. Beautiful body. And the bird inside it is the soul. So we are making all our efforts in trying to keep that body intact, keep the body nice, in a comfortable position, while the soul is starving for its food. We are feeding the body daily 3 times or 4 times, but the soul is getting hungry. And that is the reason that people are not satisfied. And that is the reason people go into stress or anxiety. Because they are taking care of the outward covering of the soul. बाहर से पिंजरे को साफ कर रहे हैं वो लोग, they are cleaning the cage, but they are not taking care of the body. And the result is the soul is getting starved. So this is the reason why people are unsatisfied. Let us try to look more deep into what can be the more reasons. So there are 3 types of people who suffer from anxiety or stress. First are control freaks. These are the people who want to control everything. Everything should be in my control. I am the lord of this place. Let me control everything. They want to control people. They want to control people who are related to them. Relationships they want to control. They want to control everybody around them. They want to control the situations around them. But the reality is situation cannot be under our control. People cannot be under our control. Because in through Bhagavad Gita we learn that everything is controlled by Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we are not God. So when a person start to recognize this fact that I am not God and everything is not controlled by me but by Lord, then the treatment of the disease starts. Second type of people are perfectionists. They want everything perfection. They want their wife to be perfect, their home to be perfect, their car to be perfect, their neighbor to be perfect, their neighbor's wife to be perfect. Everybody and everyone, they want to be perfect. So such kind of people, because it is stated in Bhagavad Gita that material world is imperfect. Only perfect person is Krishna. And what he is creating, that is the only perfect thing. When one start to understand it, then the disease start to get treatment slowly, gradually. So first of all, what should we learn? That we are not the body, but from here. We are not the controllers. Who is the controller? Krishna is the controller. Second thing, we are not perfect. We cannot make perfect things around us. Only Krishna is perfect and Krishna makes things perfect. So this is the second thing. And third type of people who suffer from all kind of problems are who have this enjoyment tendency. Very much enjoyment tendency. You ask them, bro, do this. मजा आएगा क्या? Bro, let's go to market. मजा आएगा क्या? They want that maja in their life. Everything, in everything. यार मजा नहीं आ रहा है जॉब में यार. मजा नहीं आ रहा है. लाइफ में मजा नहीं आ रहा है. Of course, we all want to be happy. We all want to be joyful. But they think that only I have the right to be enjoyer. And everything which is there outside is meant for my enjoyment. People are meant for my enjoyment. Let me use them and let me enjoy. This is their tendency. So these are the third category of people who suffer. So there are 3 kind of miseries actually a person suffers. First is Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik and Adhyatmik. 3, first, second, third. So Adi Devik kind of miseries, they are given by higher authorities like demigods. कभी बारिश ज़्यादा हो रही है, कभी बाढ़ आ रही है. These earthquake, some natural disasters. These are Adi Devik problems. Second kind of problems are Adi Bhautik problems. बैठे हैं रूम में, we are sitting nicely, peacefully, and we are a good person. We don't do anybody's bad. But then a mosquito is coming and biting on my skin. Or a cockroach is walking over my head. Or the neighbor is playing loud music. These are considered as adi bhautik problems, miseries caused by other living entities. First was miseries caused by demigods, second was miseries caused by other living entities, and third is adhyatmic, miseries caused by our own body and our own mind. And these are the actually worst kind of miseries. In adi bhautik we know, yaar, this person is the reason, and then we can try to figure out what the solution is. आदि दैविक also we know, okay, things are not in my control, rain हो गई है, अभी बारिश हो गई, earthquake आ गया है, what to do now? But आध्यात्मिक problem are caused by our own mind, and these are the most difficult things to solve. Now one of the solution is we go to doctor and we try to seek suggestion from him. आजकल चल रहा है psychiatrist का trend. They charge 4,000, 2,000, 3,000 rupees to do 1 session, 2 session with you, and what they do is they will sit nicely and they will hear your problem, and then they will make faces. Okay, she left you. Okay. That's bad. They will make faces like that, and internally he is thinking, she left me also. So this is the problem from whom we are seeking solutions. We have to see. So, and also one more problem is, if you say ki I have problem in my mind, so in science there is no concept of mind, there is concept of brain. They think that we are made up of chemicals, we are made up, our body is a bundle of chemical, and as soon as these chemicals we die, everything is finished. There is no concept of mind is there is no concept of soul is there in modern science. So if the problem is with your mind, then how can he treat if some person is studying modern science? He don't even know what is mind. He thinks that mind and brain are the same thing. But through Vedic scriptures we learn that beyond these chemicals that we can see, there is this subtle body which consists of mind, intelligence and false ego. And beyond that subtle body there is soul. There is gross body made up of 5 elements. Can anyone of you tell the 5 elements from which this body is made up of? Earth, water, air, fire, ether. Ether means space only. And beyond this gross body there is subtle body made up of mind, intelligence and false ego. So if some problem is there with your mind and you go to a psychiatrist to treat it, so actually he can only make faces, but actually he cannot treat it. Max to max what he can give you is, he can give you sleeping pills. सो जा, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. In our exam actually there was one guy. So अगर कोई बोलता था यार एग्जाम का बहुत टेंशन हो रही है, तो यूज्ड टू गिव दिस सजेशन ओनली, चादर ओढ़ के सो जाए, अपने आप पास हो जाएगा. So this is the solution. See, these psychiatrists are supposed to be very intelligent people. They are respected in the society. But the kind of solution they give are, they give you sleeping pills. And in the worst cases, they sometimes give you intoxicant pills also. That will make your brain dull. तो जब ब्रेन डल हो जाता है ना, तो क्या होता है, माइंड क्या होता है ना, when we are unsatisfied, when the soul is unsatisfied, so mind continuously send us signals, and through brain this gross body receives signals कि okay, something is problem, somewhere there is problem. When the soul is not satisfied, mind is doing its work कि bro, soul is not satisfied, do something for it. And continuously if we are not listening to that thing, that inner voice of ours कि there is some problem, then the problem increases. Mind tells us, but the doctor gives us a pill कि जो बोल रहा है ना आदमी कि there is some problem, deep problem with your life, उसी को चुपचाप सुला दो. वो वाली बात हो गई कि कई बार ऐसा होता है ना कि हम लोग का रिजल्ट आने वाला होता है या समथिंग बैड न्यूज़ इज देयर, सो फोन स्विच ऑफ करके सो जाओ. आई एम हैप्पी, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम इन द वर्ल्ड. But is it a solution of the problem? It is like closing your eyes. Okay, yeah, everything is nice and good. So this is the solution given by many people. In our college, there was one. Actually, you must be thinking, yeah, in your college, so many funny people are there. In our college, one guy was there, and the solution he had a solution, a fixed solution for every problem. So whenever someone used to go to him, yeah, I am suffering from this, so he used to suggest, bro, every solution is there in a bottle of old monk. Actually, every solution of his problem, that guy's problem, was there in bottle of old monk, because he used to get the free daru also, and used to get commission from that person also who sells outside the campus. So the people from whom we are seeking suggestion, they themselves are selfish people. The point is this. So they will give us suggestion through which we will fall into more problems, and they will give us suggestion through which their problem will be solved, not our problem. So now the thing is, we have to find the selfless people, who are selfless people. And what is the solution? We will come to it. But before that, let us watch a video. Okay. Audio, I think, then. No, that cannot work. I think. Audible?
Yes.
Audible? Okay, this is very nice video. I request all of you to be a little bit attentive now. From their voices. That mic, can you put in front of that speaker? So you saw the video?
Yes.
So what is the solution of the problem? How many of you know the Hare Krishna mantra? Okay, let us chant once together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So I was thinking ki, let me just explain little bit. Let me just try to teach or explain to you what is the solution theoretically and this thing. But I thought maybe rather we should try to give you some practical experience, right? So we have discussed the problem, and now let us experience the practical solution also. So of course the bird in the cage is in the cage, and the food for the bird is to get connected with Supreme Personality of Godhead. And whenever that connection is there, then that bird will be happy, it will be nicely fed. It is like this. This hand is part of this body. As soon as the hand is connected, as long as this hand is connected with the body, the hand will be nicely taken care of, it will get all the nutrients. But as soon as it will get separated from the body, it will get rotten. Same thing we can talk about a leaf in the tree. You must have that experience. When a leaf gets detached from the tree, it starts to get rotten. As soon as it is on the tree, it is green, nicely shining also. So similarly, as long as we are connected with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then we will be happy, we will be completely satisfied in our lives. But as soon as we detach from Him, then the real problem starts. Then no amount of wealth, no amount of money, nothing can help us. It's like this. A fish is out of water, and if you try to give nice sweets, rasgulla, rasmalai to that fish, will it be happy? If you try to give a nice iPhone 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, 21 to it, will it be happy? No amount of wealth can satisfy it. What can satisfy it? Water. Similarly, to us also, it may seem that our solution of my problem is money, solution of my problem is I am not doing well in terms of this relation or in career or in studies. But actually, scriptures say, all the saintly people say that the solution of the problem is to connect ourselves back to Krishna. And as we discussed, we sometimes try to seek solution from people, and they turn out to be selfish, and they give a solution in which they are benefited. So now we have to use our brain and to seek solution from not the selfish people, but actually the saintly, selfless people who are devotees of Krishna. It is said that only a devotee of Krishna is the true friend of everybody. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. He is the best friend of everybody. And we also learned that devotees of Krishna are also best friend of everyone. Just like Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada went to US. So those were hippies. They were suffering from, they were having all the riches. Their parents were very rich people, but they were unsatisfied. They left everything. They took to intoxication, drugs, these things. But when Srila Prabhupada went there, then they received spiritual enlightenment, then they became happy in true sense, and all their worries were gone. And now they themselves are roaming throughout the world and teaching the same message. So only a saintly person can save us. And we talked about three miseries: Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that Srimad Bhagavatam, which Srila Prabhupada took along with him on ship to US, that was the only scripture. Srimad Bhagavatam, in Srimad Bhagavatam it is mentioned that Srimad Bhagavatam is the solution of all the three miseries. Whether it is problems caused by demigods, higher authorities, whether it is caused by our own body, some other person, neighbors, mosquito, rat, these kind of people.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
Or some devices. Anyone can travel. These are the problems with these devices. They sometimes behave like a wife. Well, I don't have any experience, I've just heard about from many people. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is the solution of three kinds of problems. So now what is the conclusion? That we have to connect ourselves back to Krishna and seek suggestions from devotees of Krishna who are the true benefactor, who are the true well-wisher of all the living entities, who can give advice, solutions without any personal considerations. And also we can try reading the best jewel that our country has have, and it is considered as the best book, and many books are there given by Srila Prabhupada based on Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can try to read that. There we will find the solution of our problems, not on the in the books that we saw. You know, that guy we saw. This kind of books we will not find true solution, because the guy who wrote, he himself is suffering. It's strange. The guy who teaches everybody कि जियो दिल से, his own son has to take drugs. I know whom, I hope you are understanding about whom I am talking. Okay, let's not take the names of Shah Rukh Khan. So, otherwise, actually sometimes I think, like, do they teach their kids also, like when they go home, कि विमल पान गुटखा, जोश और दम हर पल हर दम. So they are selling us all kind of intoxication, and the irony of our country is we spend so much money on these Bollywood celebrities, watching their movies, but we don't spend our time in reading our ancient scriptures, which are so much precious, and which have so much of wealth. So we should try to read them. And now let us practically try to experience what spiritual life, what chanting Hare Krishna can give us, what kind of joy. But do we have drama today?
Yes.
Okay. Before that, we will see a drama today, and then that will be followed by a kirtan. Okay, so drama party, please. So before that, is there any question any one of you want to ask? Okay. Yes, please, Prabhu. So world is also coming from Krishna. Everything is coming from Krishna, which is perfect. So why this world is not perfect? This world is perfect. This world is perfect. Anyone is anything. We are also perfect in one sense. But I will try to explain you how we are not perfect. We are perfect as long as we are working for the perfect cause. As long as we are working for our re-establishment of connection with Krishna, going back home, back to Godhead, then for that we are perfect. We have everything for that. We have all the resources for that. For that we are perfect. But if we try to enjoy ourselves alone, separate from Krishna, for that activity we are imperfect. For that activity we are. Otherwise, everything is perfect. See the trees, suns, everything is so perfectly constructed. But if we try to separately enjoy from Krishna, for that activity we are imperfect, and that world is imperfect for us. So the world is perfect when we try to serve Krishna, when we try to connect with Krishna. That way we are perfect. Is there any other question? I thought that was some mouse from that pet shop. Or some, okay. Yes?
Prabhu, you asked us to remind you about about the quote Prabhupada said.
Okay, I'll tell. Okay, is there any afterwards?
Online question.
Online question, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, please ask.
Yeah. So first of all, you said first of all Hare Krishna.
Huh.
Secondly, you said first there will be deniability of your situation, which is completely accurate.
Huh.
Secondly, you will understand that there has been a deniability. Thirdly, you said you will get a guru, then you will get to understand the Supreme Lord. But Supreme Lord himself told first of all, like unless and until you don't have my permission, you won't get the knowledge. That is my first question. Secondly, how do we understand that the guru which we get is perfect? Like that's the thing. You are there, of course. You are the perfect preceptor and guru for me. But how would I find like how would I understand that this guru is inclined in a spiritual and a good manner?
Okay, now very good question, very relevant to all of us. He is asking how do we know some guru or some teacher is genuine guru? He is perfect guru. How do we know? Can any one of you tell? Otherwise, there are so many bogus gurus in India. And then once a person goes to a bogus guru, afterwards he say, यार कोई भी अच्छा आदमी नहीं है दुनिया में. तो what is the way, litmus test for a guru? Okay.
The guru must come from the authentic sampradayas of four sampradayas.
Okay, that's a little bit technical in some simple language. Of course you are right. Yes.
He has to be selfless.
He has to be selfless, okay, but how to test that? Yes.
His ulterior motive should be connecting us with God and not.
But how to know that his ulterior
He
motive?
isn't asking for money or something.
Okay, so the test of a genuine guru is he will not ask for money, but later on he will take her kidney. Yes, of course you must be knowing. Okay, we have actually shortage of time, so let me tell. So first qualification which is given in Bhagavad Gita of a saintly person is Bhajte Mam Ananya Bhak. This is the quote spoken by Krishna. Api chetsu duracharo bhajte mam ananya bhak. Sadhu rev sa mantavya. That means if one is constantly devoted to Krishna, then he should be considered as a saintly person. Even if he apparently it may seem that he has some fault, but he is constantly engaged in service of Krishna, then he should be accepted as a saintly person, and he is worthy of getting advice from. So, and that in that person only we will find all these qualities such as selflessness, such as intelligence, because Krishna's devotees automatically is most intelligent person according to scriptures. Krishna Bhakta Bado Chatur.
Is it only Krishna or any god?
God is one. There is only one God whose name is Krishna. And there are others who are actually demigods. एक होता है भगवान और एक होता है देवता. It's like one is Krishna is like prime minister, and then the demigods are various departments. Shiva is considered to be as a demigod, and now then let's not get into that. There are many Shivas: Mahashiv, Sadashiv, Shambhu, Rudra. So generally the Shiva that people worship, they are demigods only. So so I will complete my thing. So that should be the primary quality of a saintly person, of a guru, that he should be constantly engaged in service of Krishna. That then only we can accept him. Yes.
He can also impersonate, he can also fake it, right? In the service of Krishna. He can use that.
Okay. You are saying he can fake, chanting of Hare Krishna. If somebody is chanting Hare Krishna, how can he fake chanting of Hare Krishna? If he is chanting Hare Krishna day and night, let him fake na. He will get purified in time. If somebody is coming, let's say daily 4:30 in Mangal Aarti, faking it, how? If someone is having only Krishna Prasad he is eating,
And later he'll ask for my kidney then.
if some saintly person is asking for kidney, then you should give it. That would be the best use of your kidney. So you observe a person. It's not that just looking at a person once and then you. If you observe him and you see that he is constantly devoted to Krishna and he is propagating the message of Krishna which is given in Bhagavad Gita, then he is a saintly person. So that's why, very nice point also you raised. It reminded me of one more litmus test, how we can identify Guru. So when we read scriptures, then through scriptures the definition which is given of a devotee, the same thing we find in a person, then also through scriptures also we confirm, हाँ यार, ये is like a person which is mentioned in the scriptures. Scriptures can never go wrong. So through scriptures we can identify कि हाँ, he is following. Yes. Anything else?
Prabhuji, are you also like fully spiritually connected, or you also are materialistic connected to other things?
Like other things what?
What is material according to you?
So I'm trying to be fully spiritually connected, and yeah, I'm on that path. So you bless me so that I can stay connected. You chant 2 more rounds, okay, today.
For you.
Yeah, 2 extra rounds.
Done.
Okay. So time up. We will do drama, and then we will have Q.